Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Sully Squad. Not sure what happened. It's we're not NFL. We are not NFL Weekly Talk. We are the Sully Squad. So I don't know what happened there. I must have hit the wrong button. But anyway, we're back for another week here. We got a lot to get into. Philadelphia Eagles had a bye week, but Howie Roseman is working the phones like crazy, making all kinds of moves. So we're going to get into that. Also, the Eagles got a lot of help yesterday. Detroit loses to Minnesota at home. Carolina goes to Green Bay, takes them out. So the Eagles right now are sitting at the top of the NFC, and I think they're going to stay there, guys. So so great off week for the Birds. And then this red hot sick, Flyers had been playing well, but they had a tough weekend. They dropped a couple. This weekend at home, so we'll get in a little Flyers talk. World Series, God, that was what a friggin' World Series. Boy, that game was unbelievable. I mean, if I'm a Toronto fan, I mean, my God, they had so many chances to win. I mean, they must be absolutely sick to their stomachs. So we'll get a little World Series talk. And the Sixers playing some really good basketball. I mean, the Sixers are 5-1. Had the little slip up versus Boston, but all in all, Sixers playing great basketball. So we'll get into that. So anyway, I got my usual cast minus Diego. I got my man Jeff right next to me. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, man?
Doing good. Just living the life, cleaning up leaves.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I'm going to have that again soon because right now I'm in a condo, but I'm moving. I'll be moving into moving into another home in about 6 weeks, and that's one thing I haven't had to do for a couple years is yard work and snow removal. I'm gonna have to start doing that again. But you know what though, I'm really excited. So
there's kids around that area. Hire some kid who's got his own mower and a pickup truck with a plow in the front and don't do anything.
Yeah, that's true. Well, remember, Sean. Well, again, I got my other cast member here, Sean. Sean and I grew up together, and Sean. Remember, didn't we go? We went out and shoveled a few. Remember, we went out and shoveled a few times, shoveled some driveways, and then we went down the street to Subway and got ourselves a cold cut combo and some Blockbuster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that was in our day. We worked and we had we did something. The younger kids don't do anything.
And don't forget the basketball cards up the street. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, we're going to get into it. I got a couple comments here. Eddie Prather says, Joe, congrats on your engagement. Well, thank you very much, Eddie. And yeah, I'm very, 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 very happy. Very happy about that. So thank you very much. Mike Fuji says, what's good, fellas? What's up, Fuji? How you doing, bro? And Eddie Prather also says Yamamoto. Yeah, well, we'll get into that. Yamamoto was like unreal. He was like Oral Hershiser on steroids, I think. You know what I mean? Madison Bumgarner,
So what Dave Roberts did with his starters and bringing them in and doing all that is where Topper lacks.
Oh, big time. 100%.
You know that?
I agree.
I mean, I'll get this out there before we talk about Andy Page, the center fielder, for swapping him out. That goes unrecognizable because if he doesn't catch that ball, we're talking about a different ball game. But yeah, what a World Series.
I agree. I mean, that game was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I was just like, and there were so many, you look, Toronto, and it figures too, former Philly Jeff Hoffman gives up the long ball.
How about that? I just said to myself watching that, Joe, I was going to text you because we were texting. It's like, just close your eyes and put a Philly uniform on. Him, Sir Anthony Dominguez. It's like, dude, they can't catch a break, man.
Yeah.
And
you could take Hoffman out of Philly, but you can't take the Philly out of Hoffman.
And how about Miguel Rojas?
Yeah.
Shane Bieber, dude. Well, I mean, we can go on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah, great series. You know, I mean, as much as you know what, one thing I wanted to get into too, like I'm on X yesterday, and there was a Toronto announcer, and he's on there, and he's like, "Oh, you know, the better team didn't win." You know what? That's so low rent, dude. Like this, and I hate the Dodgers. I'll be the first to admit I can't stand the Dodgers, and I don't particularly love Toronto either. But I was rooting hard for Toronto because I hate the Dodgers, right?
Was that Thompson talking?
I don't know, but you know, like, but it really, you know, that kind of shit in sports really pisses me off because you look at this World Series. I mean, it was a coin flip. It was a classic series, and you know, the bottom line is, I'm sorry, but you lost, dude. Like you had your chances. You had guys on third with less than 2 outs, bottom of the eighth, and two of the extra innings, and you couldn't get them home. So like I don't want, and you were up 3-2 going home. You only needed to win one. So you can't say that you're the better team when you take 2 L's at home and you blow a lead to a guy in Rojas who hadn't had a hit in like 2 fucking months. So you can't say you're the better team then, dude. You just can't.
A quick trivia question. What former Philly is getting a World Series ring, whether his team lost or won?
Lee Trevino and Buddy Kennedy.
Yeah.
Buddy Kennedy.
I was going to say, yeah, I actually knew that one. Buddy Kennedy, yeah.
What's my prize? What do I win?
An extra.
You win an attaboy.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
you got next week's trivia question.
Oh, that's awesome. No, but yeah, that's pretty cool, you know.
Eddie Prather says, did the road team win every game in the World Series? No, Toronto won game 1 at home, and the Dodgers won game 3 at home. But other than that, the road team won every game. So the road team won 5 out of 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that stacks up there. That stacks up there. That stacks up there to me. Up there, you know, almost with like, you know, Atlanta, Minnesota, 1991.
Yeah.
You know, the Cubs series in 2016, Cubs Indians was unbelievable. You know that. I mean, I remember that game 7. You know, I mean, I'll tell you what. Joe Madden, you know, getting in the World Series here, like Joe Madden should thank his lucky stars that the Cubs bailed him out because I remember he took Kendricks out early in that game 7, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?"
Yeah.
And next thing you know, Cleveland came back and Cleveland almost won that, John. But like, he would have been like Bartman in Chicago if they had blown that game, you know.
Yeah.
I got a couple more comments and then we'll get into some Eagles here. Maurice Wright says, "What's up, guys? Good seeing y'all."
What's up, Mel?
And Maurice said, "Nice haircut."
Thanks.
And then my boy Fuji says, "A new gym membership."
Yeah. Fuji, check me out over there.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, you know what? I mean, we kind of got a potpourri to talk about here. Let's get into some Eagles here because I feel like Howie Roseman is kind of cooking here.
Well, he is.
So since we last were on, he goes out and gets a slot corner in Michael Carter. Wait, Michael Carter, right? Is that his name?
Yeah, you're right.
Carter second.
Blank. Yes, so he gets Michael Carter for the nickel. Good depth piece. Then goes out and get Jair Alexander on Saturday from Baltimore. Now I don't know what he has left, but I mean, shit. What we gave up? What, a 6? Basically, we gave up a 6th, and then getting a 7 back. So I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? That's fine. I mean, and he has experience working with our defensive back coach, so I think it's worth.
And he gets to play his team Monday night. So former team. So
and sometimes you play better on a team that is better.
Exactly. You know what? Different sport, but do you remember years ago? My grandfather always used to say this. Remember how the Yankees would go out and get some dude from like the fucking A's or something? Like, for example, Scott Brosius years ago.
Yes.
Good Yankees teams. the Yankees went out and got Scott Brocious, and everybody's like, Scott Brocious. He put them pinstripes on. Guess what? Scott Brocious got some big ass hits. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he came up big. Absolutely.
Yeah, even years ago before NFL free agency, like back when the 49ers had their dynasty, like they would bring in, like I remember, I think everybody thought Jim Burt was done. He played with the Giants. People were like, oh, he's done. He goes to San Francisco. They get a little bit more football out of him. Matt Millen goes from the Raiders, goes to San Francisco, played well, So
we just had that happen this year for the Phillies. Who played center field for us at the end of the season?
Harrison Bader.
Harrison Bader. He was a no-name twin who was just fading out.
Yeah. Here's a comment. Foster Cover says, hope everyone is well. Thanks for checking us out, Foster. And I know Foster's a Bears fan, and they had a big win last night and yesterday. And speaking of that game, I mean, first off, the Bears pulled the Philly special, so that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And on the flip side of that game, I mean, Joe Flacco was spinning that John, and the Bengals. Have you guys ever seen a worse defense than the Bengals? I mean, my God, they're hideous. Holy shit!
What did he put up? Almost 40 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're their first team in NFL history to lose 2 straight games when they scored 38 points or more. I mean, their defense is a fucking sieve.
It is. All
right, so since we're talking Eagles, Fuji says, is Howie done trading? I think Howie's done trading, to be honest with you guys.
No, I see one more.
More in them.
What are you guys thinking? In maybe interior offensive line?
I can't think of any guys out there. I think it might be another defensive guy. Fangio's probably getting in his ear. I can see something. What it is, I don't know, but it's going to be something.
I'm not seeing I mean, how much more defense can he really get, though?
I think he's going to try and move Dillon, because Dillon's going to get dropped if he doesn't. They got too many backs now. Bigsby solidified his space. What does Dillon have? 4 rushes this year? Dillon's going nowhere, so maybe he can get something that we can use. And it just seems like some of these guys that are on the scrap people on other teams, like I said, they work out for another team.
I don't see this. Fuji says Trey Hendrickson. I mean,
that would be nice, but it would be nice, but there's too many draft picks with that, just like there is with they want a big name guy too.
I mean, if they were gonna get Trey Hendrickson, I don't think they would have got Phillips. I mean, you're not gonna trade a third for Phillips, and then you're gonna trade, and then Hendrickson will cost at least. I mean, if not a 1, he would probably cost a couple 2s. You know what I mean? Like, you're not.
And Garrett was 3 1s, and we were going to give it to him, but they still didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the only draw in Cleveland. That's why.
Well, the other thing about Cleveland too, I never really thought that made a ton of sense from their perspective, because I know they stink, right? Yeah. But Garrett's an all-time great player. And, not for anything, though, but Cleveland already has 2 first-round picks. I mean, that Cleveland has Jacksonville's pick. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're Cleveland, like, okay, you're going to – like, you could really set yourself up getting 3 consecutive first-round picks. But, like, at some point, you need some players. You know what I mean? Like, and if you look from Cleveland's perspective, if somehow they did – and, again, it's Cleveland, so they probably never will – but if they did get a good young quarterback, Cleveland actually has some talent on that team. If you really think about it, like especially defense, like defensively, the Cleveland Browns have a good defense. I mean, they got a lot of good players on that defense. They have no fucking offense.
Well, didn't Baker take them to the playoffs the 1 year?
He did. Yeah, they actually won in Pittsburgh. Yeah. In fact,
if he was on the team still, but like you said. Cleveland's a carousel of quarterbacks. Tim Couch. I mean, the list goes on and on. Yeah. I mean, it's a shame, like Joey said, but yeah. And how about Joe Flacco with Cincinnati, man? Holy shit!
Well, it shows you what happens when you just play within his system. Look what happens. You got the players. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're a Bengals fan. I mean, you can't use Burrow being hurt as the excuse, because as great as Burrow is, he couldn't be doing much better than Flacco's doing. They're scoring 40 points a week.
Yeah, very true.
Maurice Wright says, you guys don't think Sanders can turn that Cleveland team around and make them a contender?
We don't know. We won't play them.
True.
I mean, I think the problem is Cleveland doesn't think they could do it because they're not even giving them a chance. Yeah, Flacco threw for 470 yards yesterday. Unbelievable.
Yeah, 4 TDs, man. Damn.
Yeah. So, all right. So you guys think Howie might have another move up his sleeve? I think he's done. But if he did do something, maybe it'd be like a interior offensive lineman for like a really late round, some veteran type guy. Like, I don't know. I don't have any examples, but like maybe a guy that's on the Browns now.
There is a guy on the Browns. He's a guard. Since you said it,
Zeitler, right? I think it's Zeitler.
It's either that or he has a Polish last name. But anyway, it's somebody on Cleveland. But yeah.
Well, it would be somebody on like a Cleveland or like a Jets or somebody like that. You know what I mean? I mean, I would have said Carolina, but they're playing good football. I mean, shit, they went to Green Bay yesterday. I don't think anybody
thought Green Bay is not that good of a team.
Nah, they're injury depleted. They just lost Golden. They lost Tucker Kraft to a torn ACL. So, but don't count out the backups. But like Jeff said, they're not who they think they are. The defense, maybe, but they're nothing to brag about.
I like my Seahawks. They go out and break arms.
Yeah. I'll tell you, they're playing good football. What are they? They're 6-2. I mean, you look at
almost the whole division 6-2 except for Arizona.
And it's funny too. Trey Wooten didn't even start last night.
No,
he's on the trading block too. So,
Mike Papernick Jr. says, "Yo, fellas, what's up, Mike?
How you doing?"
Mike.
Seattle is no joke. Yes, yeah. Tell you what, Sam Darnold's playing good football. So yeah, I mean, looking at the league, we said, Colts are no joke. Yeah, their Colts are playing well. They got their ass kicked yesterday, but they're playing well.
Do you know when Jigma is on what do you call it? Target right now for 2,000 yards.
Wow, the kid's special, man. I think any wide receiver from Ohio State just runs great routes, size, weight. I mean, they just do it all. Look, from Marvin Harrison, Abuka on Tampa Bay. I mean, the list goes on and on. The pedigree. It's awesome.
What do you guys think of this? Eagles catching the pack at the right time.
I thought the Eagles were going to beat the pack anyway, but yes, definitely. This is.
Absolutely.
I feel so much stronger now.
I'm going to tune in on seeing how Parsons does against us in a different uniform.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, I mean, like you said, Tyler Kraft getting hurt is a major injury. Golden going down. I never really believed in Jordan Love. Like, to me, Jordan Love is very inconsistent. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
There's times Jordan Love reminds me of Kirk Cousins, but right-handed. His kind of game. He can be good, and you're like, oh my God, he's the best thing since sliced bread, and then all of a sudden he can just look like total shit.
Yeah, Maurice Wright says Parsons will be a factor. Then getting back to that NFC West, Jason Downs with a comment. He says the NFC West has 3 teams that are going to make noise late in the season. I totally agree. I mean, I actually think the Los Angeles Rams are the biggest threat to the Eagles going back to the Super Bowl. Not saying that Green Bay's not saying that Detroit's not. I mean, there's a lot of Tampa Bay is a good football team. I mean, there's some good football teams in this NFC, but I think the West in particular, like the Rams, are very good, and even
right now, Seattle's first, Rams are second, and Niners are third. All three of them are 6-2, and they all look good. The 49ers just don't look. I mean, I wouldn't bring back Purdy. I think Mac Jones' offense and the way it's going, I think he's a lot better than Purdy. I'm sorry. They seem to be running it better with him.
I don't believe in the 49ers. The 49ers are, I mean, I'm not saying the 49ers are a bad team. I think the 49ers are a pretty good team, but I think Seattle and the Rams are a little better than them. Just my opinion.
Yep.
Let's see. Jason Down says if Detroit stays healthy, they are the one. Philly would be the two.
No.
Detroit. Now Detroit's good. I don't want to judge too much off of them losing yesterday because I thought that was a tough spot for them. I mean, because I looked at that line and like all week I wasn't quite understanding that. Like they had Detroit favored by 8.5 in a division game against Minnesota, and I think that was basically because they didn't believe in the quarterback for Minnesota. Mm-hmm. But I thought that was way too high to begin with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought that was a lot of points, and then Minnesota went out there and honestly took it to them a little bit.
Detroit doesn't have that. What's that? I don't want to say mojo, but Detroit doesn't have that strut like they had last year. Like they were invincible. They don't have that kind of eye of the tiger. You know what I mean?
I agree with this. Jason Down says, I hate the 49ers, but they're winning games with coach. They do have good coaching. 49ers also have a generous kind of – their schedule isn't as hard as some of these other teams, though. You know what I mean? Like they got to play the Saints in New Orleans. You know, they played the Giants yesterday. I mean, the Giants are a year away. You know what I mean? Like a year or two away. You know, Giants. I like their quarterback, but they need at least a good draft or two before they can really do anything. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right, but yeah, that's some of the stuff from around the league. I guess we'll get into more of the preview. Because we'll be on next Monday night before the game, so we'll do more of a preview. But gut feeling, a week away, like, with Green Bay coming off a loss, that might give them more motivation. But I'm feeling pretty confident about next week.
Yeah, I'm confident.
Well, Phillips will be in. What's his face?
Jaheir Alexander. You're gonna have everybody. Michael Carter.
Brandon Graham's coming back. So you're going to have everybody ready to go.
Yeah, I agree with Foster Covers here. He says NFC North, like many divisions throughout the records, just these teams been fighting each other for 60 to 100 years. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I mean, I thought the 8.5. I mean, I thought Detroit was going to win, but I didn't think they were going to cover 8.5. To be honest,
yeah, they just don't have that swagger they had last year, and that's a big thing.
Yeah, Jason Down says he agrees. Foster, interdivision games are different. Yeah. So, all right. But yeah, feeling pretty confident about this game here. But anyway, all right. Well, we'll get more into the Eagles next Monday. And obviously, if Howie makes any more trades, we'll break that down before the game.
One quick thing before you get out. Everybody still think the Chiefs are the elite team? I don't think so.
No.
I still think when pushed. I mean, yesterday they had a lot of injuries on the O-line, though. They had a couple guys down. I mean, if they get the O-line squared away, but no, I hear you. But Bosa was dominant a lot of that game, and he was up Mahomes' ass a lot of that game.
I'd like to know why he let up on one play. I would have just put his ass in the ground, Mahomes.
I'll tell you what, as great as Mahomes is, we saw it in the Super Bowl, and then we saw it in our Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
And then we saw it in the Tampa Bay Super Bowl they lost. If you hit Mahomes and get pressure on him, he will throw a couple up to you.
Yeah.
He did yesterday. That one where he got flustered and he threw that. He threw it. I mean, if that wasn't Pat Mahomes, he would have been really like if it was a different quarterback, he would have been really getting his balls twisted because he threw an off balance throw in the double coverage like right to like it looked like Brett Favre from back in the day.
Wow.
You know,
he was just hoping somebody on his team would get him, and the game was down to how many seconds?
But James Cook was on fire. He was cooking, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kincaid, they let up 100 yards to a wide receiver or a tight end yesterday. I mean, yeah.
Jason Downs, same here as a Raiders fan. Yeah, I feel for you. That was a tough loss for the Raiders.
Brock Bowers, man.
It was, you know what? It was good to see Brock Bowers back, though. I have him in two of my fantasy leagues, and he hasn't been, he's been hurt all friggin' year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Foster Cover says Mahomes' worst completion percentage of his career yesterday. Yeah, I was a little surprised at that. I mean, like the Chiefs have been kind of rolling a little bit, and the Bills defense wasn't really playing all that great. I mean, they played good against Carolina last week, but I mean, 2 weeks previous, the Bills defense was kind of struggling.
Yeah.
Carolina's a surprise team. I told you when we did last week when we did the bet with the mush, I said Carolina.
Yeah. Jason Downs said he spelled it out on this podcast. Bowers is a special weapon.
Yeah.
He definitely is. And it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, what the Raiders do as far as like, they went out and got Geno Smith this year, but Geno Smith has kind of looked like shit. Although he didn't look too bad yesterday, but I mean, most of this year he's been terrible. But you wonder if the Raiders, if they'll go obviously, I'm a big Seahawks fan. It took Pete Carroll a couple of years to get the team together. It's going to take him a couple of years to get the Raiders together. I mean,
who's the guy riding on your back, Jeff? 34.
That's a Seahawk. It's Taz in what do you call it? Beast mode.
Oh wow! Okay.
Marshawn Lynch, beast mode.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, you know what? We'll get in. We'll get into a Oh, here we go. One more. The 2 games Geno played well. It was with Bowers full. Yeah, that's true. I mean, in all fairness. I mean, if you're looking at it from a Raiders perspective, I mean, they brought Geno Smith in basically to have Brock Bowers as his number one weapon, because the Raiders don't have great receivers. I mean, Jacoby Myers has been wanting out, and they don't really have any great wide receivers. I mean, Bowers is their main weapon.
Go too, yeah.
Yeah, Foster Cover says Raiders will be much better in 26. I could see that, but they need a good draft. Their problem is that their drafts haven't really been.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they haven't been hitting out the park with guys. Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? Speaking of a team that's drafted extremely well, our Philadelphia 76ers, red hot Philadelphia 76ers, 5-1. And I know it's easy to shit on. It's easy to shit on Daryl Morey, because they handed out that Embiid extension and it looked like shit last year. And he's always hurt. Although hey, knock on wood, he's been playing this year. And they signed Paul George, and it's like easy to shit on Morey, and I get it, but in some ways, we got to give him a little bit of credit. I mean, if you look at Daryl Morey's drafts, 2020, now I know everybody gives Elton Brand the credit, but technically Morey was here. 2020, you get Tyrese Maxey at the 20th pick. 2 years ago, you go out and get Jared McCain at pick number 16. And then this year, you have the ball, you take VJ Edgecombe at 3. VJ Edgecombe looks like he's going to be a stud. Then, this offseason, the Sixers added some athletes. They go out and get Barlow. They go out and get Watford looked pretty good yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, Morey added, they added Kelly Oubre a few years ago. But, like, I mean, great.
I came to this. I came to this. Tell me if you guys think this is true, because I don't know. I kind of come to this conclusion. We all complain about, obviously, always complain Dombrowski and Morey and everything else that's going on. We don't bring, do anything with Roseman. We know he's Roseman. He's special. But we're always pissed at them because they don't draft right or they don't pick up free agents or trade deadlines or whatever. I think our problem is because we're so damn spoiled because we got really good teams in the past. And we're just so used to winning that if we don't get it, I think of teams that don't get anybody. Like the Cincinnatis and all these other teams that sit out there. They don't sit on the radio or listen or read Facebook or anything else because they're never getting anybody. They never trade for anything. And I think that's part of why we're so hard on the GMs and everything else that's going on because we're always winning.
Well, I mean, I agree with you with the Eagles, but I mean, and the Phillies have been in contention, but I mean, the Sixers though, Jeff, I mean, we haven't made it past the second round in 25 years. I mean, I think we have grievances.
Good. That's why we're so hard on him. We expect him to be really good because the other ones are. That's what I'm going that way. If the other ones weren't as good and we just kind of go by but they at least try and do something. I mean, I'm not like on Morey's side. I think he is a moron at times. And there's players out there he could have got, should have gotten, whatever. But, it's just like your head coach or your manager gets fired because the players aren't doing shit. Not his fault.
No, I get you. I guess my argument is I think that I think Morey while it's rightful to criticize the bad contracts he's handed out, I actually want to give him his flowers a little bit. I think Morey is really, really drafted well, and looking at the future of this basketball team. I mean, you got a 3-guard rotation that might be like Stephen A. Smith said it last week. You got a 3-guard rotation, which might be possibly one of the top in the National Basketball Association, with Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, and then you got McCain with instant offense off the bench. And by the way, you got Grimes. Grimes is, is playing. I mean, the way Grimes is playing, I mean, shit, he might be 6th man of the year if he keeps playing like this.
I like it. 12 assists.
Yeah, look at that game in Washington last week. I mean, it was the second half of a back-to-back. They 9 times out of 10, any other year they lose that game. But these young guys kept fighting, and they came back and won that game. And that showed me a lot about this team. I mean, if somehow they can stay healthy, like if you could find a way to keep Embiid upright, for the playoffs with the way this guards are and the way the East is, this team could possibly do some damage.
Just like Maurice said, grab a couple big, fast centers or forwards. I like Bonin. I love his energy. 5 rebounds, 5 blocks, But, I mean, just like Joey said, Embiid is just a guy walking on, like, slippery ice or an over the floor, man.
It's Maxey's team now, not Embiid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Maxey's averaging what, 30 some a game? I mean, Maxey's I think Maxey's like
I think he's at 37 points or something. He's leading the league in points per game so far.
38 something.
So it's 38 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's unbelievable. Yeah.
Remember, we're only 6 games in, but
35.2. I mean, that's unreal. And then how about Kelly Oubre's probably playing the best basketball of his career. I mean, or at least the best basketball since he got hit by that car a couple years ago. Remember, he was playing really good a couple years ago when they had that car thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But
the invisible car. Yes.
So, but big Sixers week coming up. You got Foster covers. You got they play the Bulls tomorrow night, and then back to back they play the Cavs. So I don't know which one Embiid's going to play. Embiid might play tomorrow night, and then sit versus the Cavs. So you got the Sixers, at Chicago, at Cleveland. Then this weekend you got Toronto coming here Saturday. They break out the black jerseys on Saturday. Then they wear the black jerseys again Sunday versus Detroit. So these next 4 games will really tell me a little something about our Sixers, because the Bulls are off to a good start too. They're 5-1 as well.
Yeah.
Why am I drawing a blank? Oh, here's one. I got to give a shout out to the Bulls GM, because I remember everybody was saying he was a village idiot because they traded Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey from Oklahoma, and Josh Giddey is becoming a superstar out there in Chicago. Caruso's not a bad player. Don't get me wrong; he filled a nice role for a world champion Oklahoma Thunder. So it's not like they gave away a scrub, but Josh Giddey is playing some great basketball. I mean, the Bulls got to, shout out to their GM. But anyway, the Sixers with 4 games this week. All right, so let's make a prediction. What's the Sixers record in these next 4?
4-0.
3-1.
Wow. So you guys are really buying the hype.
Yeah, do it, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3. I think they could go 3-1. I think they split the next 2. Not sure, Cleveland's tough at home. So, I think maybe they beat Chicago tomorrow night with Embiid. They make a statement. Then the second half, then I think Cleveland beats them. And then they take both, they take both in Philly this weekend with the black uniforms. Yeah, I could see that. And it'll be interesting to see. I think McCain's close to coming back. He's full participant in practice.
Paul George, mid-November.
Yeah, Paul George is coming back soon. So this basketball team's, if nothing else, they're worth watching. Last year I couldn't even sit through it. You know what I mean?
Well, right now you can't watch them either if you have YouTube TV. Yeah, big shout out to YouTube TV and Disney, you assless. You took away everything. No sport.
I know that really pissed me off because I got YouTube TV.
I was going to text you, Joe. I'm like, yo, dude, where's the football at? And then I got a message on Google. It said, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Took all the Disney channels away.
So I went in and for this week, I registered my dog onto Fubo TV, which has it all, and you get the 7-day free before you have to pay. So Friday, I'm going to cancel it. This way I don't have to pay for anything. So my dog's got an account. So I can watch all the sports I need to.
Did anybody check out the documentary on AI?
Yep,
I did.
Fabulous.
Good
it was
stuff.
awesome.
And
Yeah,
Joey,
it was
how about him
really
wanting to
good.
go to Notre Dame, dude?
Yeah,
Notre
how
Dame
about
for
that?
football. I was like, damn, really? Played both
He was
sports?
good. Did you see how good he was at football?
Yo, he was electric, dude. That's me and Joey's era, man. Doesn't get no better. That's how football was, man.
Yeah.
He was. I think I read he was the top-rated quarterback in that Hampton, Virginia area. Because he's a few years older than Mike Vick. So Iverson was the top-rated quarterback. And then, of course, you had Vic come through a couple years later, and then it was all about Mike Vick. But, yeah.
Oh, wow. Two-way player, something, man.
That's why I always had a soft spot, rest his soul, for John Thompson, because he took him in, shaped him up, and look what he became.
Yeah.
He took him when nobody wanted him with
Exactly.
that incident.
Yeah.
Let's just say,
Yep.
Which, by the way, when you look at that incident too, to me it looks like he got railroaded.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you really look at, but there was people in his corner, like that woman, that wanted to fight for him, and just like I think we said before, it's like his crew. The crew's thick. These guys, they weren't his friends. They just wanted the glitz and glamour and that money. Because rumor has it he bought them Range Rovers.
All kinds of shit. Yep. That one guy that's been with him the whole time now. His one friend's been with him the whole time. He's sitting in the lounge chair talking about him, whatever. He never wanted anything from him. He just wanted to be there for him, and he's always going to him.
Yeah, and the one friend got shot and killed. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Like we said, AI got railroaded. I think he got railroaded. That was some bullshit. But people were getting hit by chairs. If you're out there and you're in a bowling alley and somebody freaking hits your ass with the chair, you might get yourself a personal injury claim. Well, I'll tell you what. When I think of personal injury claims or slip and falls or workers' compensation, I think of my man Jason Fine, a.k.a. Attorney Big Al. He's got 3 offices throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, 1 in Philadelphia, PA, 1 in Cherry Hill, and 1 in Pittsburgh. So I certainly don't advocate getting into fights in bowling alleys, but if you do and you get hit by a chair, call Jason Fine. He'll get you paid.
That's who Goddard should have went to when he got punched in the side of the head and was knocked out at that bar. Remember that?
He got suckered. He got blindsided.
He did.
Maurice Wright says Thompson's list of players he made great is as long as a career criminal's rap sheet. Yeah. John Thompson was a good coach, man. And those Hoyas teams were always good. I mean, you could go back to the Ewing days, and then he had remember he had Mutombo. He had Mount Mutombo.
Something. Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah.
Alonzo Mourning. Yeah, that's right. Didn't they have the Twin Towers, Mutombo and Mourning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I forget. They were there together, weren't they? Sean?
Yeah, yes they were.
Then he had what? He always had good big men. I think he had Othello Harrington, but he wasn't a great pro, but he was a good college player.
Yes. Who else? Damn. Whatever. That's for another day.
Michael Graham.
Yeah, Michael Graham and Ewing. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you what. And Thompson, I mean, he won. He won a cup. Didn't he won a national title?
Yes,
Didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Didn't he win the year?
Yeah.
And Nova beat him.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Oh,
they did.
David Wingate. Yeah, I remember he was
David Wingate. Yep.
He played for the Sixers with Barkley, but he wasn't really a great pro, but he was a good college player though.
Yeah, damn right.
So all right. So Sixers playing great basketball.
Quick Phillies before we jump into the mush. So who do you think we keep and who do you think we get rid of? Romano, we already know he's gone.
Suarez.
You think he's gone? Too much money?
I think Rangers gone. I think they keep Schwarber and they keep JT, and I'm all for doing it, but I got to be honest, I'm a little worried that unless he adds something else, unless they add something else other than those two, I'm a little worried that we're going to be looking at the 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 Phillies where all these guys are old. Like when we're watching Chase Utley out there with bad knees and Jimmy Rollins getting old and Ryan Howard out there limping. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm cool with bringing these dudes back, but y'all better add some shit though. You know what I'm saying?
We got to re-sign Bader if they're going to do any. I mean, that's another person they have to sign. And Bohm, they keep saying they're trying to look for another third baseman. Bregman's name keeps coming up. I don't know if I want him here.
No, I don't want him here. The more I think about it, Jeff, injuries, age, trying to get somebody mid-20s, late 20s, I mean, with somebody that can hit it out the park, like Joey said, hot corner, and his tough skin, unlike Mr. Bone.
Yeah.
All right, so we touched on kind of what we think might happen. Let me ask you guys a question of an either or. So I really don't want to lose Schwarber. I love Schwarber. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right, and I like JT now, but all right. So let me ask you: do you think that maybe instead of signing those two guys, just to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Because JT might cost you 15 to 20 mil a year.
Okay.
He had a good year this year, but declining results. So what if I painted a scenario with you guys? If you could trade for a young catcher like an Adley Rushman or something from Baltimore, right? It might cost you a few prospects, but get a young catcher on the cheap, right?
Yeah.
Move on from Castellanos.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a definite. Go ahead.
maybe you could save 6 to 7 million. Maybe you have to pay 12 to maybe you have to pay 13, 14 million to get rid of them, but you save 6 or 7 million there. So that's 26 million you're saving. Then you don't sign Schwarber at 30 some million a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead of doing that, you allocate these resources and you go sign a Kyle Tucker for the outfield, and you go sign like a Pete Alonso, who could play some first base and also DH. So basically, you add a Kyle Tucker who could hit you 30 homers at 28 years old, and you add a Pete Alonso who's 31, who's 2 years younger, who could hit you 30, and then you go cheap at the catcher. What do you think? Like, what do you think of that scenario?
I like it, but I really don't see Kyle Tucker. The more I keep reading about it, I love it. I could see him going to, I hate to say it, the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They're a winning pedigree, you know. And just like we said, obviously the Dodgers, it's a revolving door. Guys come and go. They want it. Now they want to go someplace where they know they can get the big bucks, you know. And I can see Tucker going there. As much as I like him, I mean, but it all remains to be seen to see who goes and who stays. And
bucks right there, 10-year, $400 million.
He wants 10 years.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not.
Man,
I don't think
I'm good.
Yeah, fuck that. He's not that good. Forget
They
Tucker. Tucker's a decent player, but
Aren't we supposed to be going after this
year player?
Are we going after this big stud over in Japan?
Supposedly, but once again, Jeff, these guys rather play in LA or San Diego because it's a hop, skip, and jump to Japan.
Oh, you Shohei.
Ohtani has set that bar.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be great, but I mean, we had, I think you said it, Joey, Yamamoto had the nicest contract for us. You know what I mean? And what happened there? I don't blame him. I mean, it's a numbers game, and kind of like you want to be closer to home. I get it, but Schwarber, to me, I don't think, guys, is worth 5 years. I'm sorry, but
Maurice Wright says, "Who's available? That's an RBI guy. Phillies need a guy that just knocks it runs." I would say Pete Alonso, to be honest.
Yeah.
But he doesn't fit unless if you keep Schwarber. Unless you move Harper back to the outfield, Alonso, you can't get Alonso because Alonso would have to play first.
I mean, it's a win-win. Like, do you keep like say Schwarber goes, Harper's your everyday DH. I mean, there's so much to go on and on about, but I hope they figure it out sooner than later.
Yeah,
me too. Well, we'll see because all this stuff's going to start happening in the next couple of days. I mean, because it all happens right after the World Series, you know.
Yeah, and they can talk to players, see who wants to come, who doesn't. Yeah. So it's going to look good. I'm hoping.
Yeah. Real quick, like we were saying, the Flyers were playing good. They had a tough weekend. I just want to look ahead at their schedule right here. Flyers have it looks like 3. Let me see if it's 3 games this week or 4. All right, so Flyers got 3 games this week. Oh no, I'm sorry. What am I looking at here? Oh, 3 games this week. Okay. So they're at Montreal tomorrow night, at Nashville on Thursday, and then they host the Senators on Saturday. So a possible 3 games, 6 points. How many points are the Flyers getting out of these 3 games?
They're going to win 2 out of 3. They're going to lose to the Canadians, who are really good, and they're going to beat Ottawa, and Columbus sucks.
Well, it's Nashville. Nashville.
Oh, Nashville. Nashville sucks too. They're not good either. None of their Southern state. Right now, it's just tough. They're 6 or 7 games into the season. You know, the Penguins were supposed to have a bad year already. They're in first place. They had a great couple of weeks. Right now, the teams are just, feeling each other out, to put it mildly. You got a lot of players in here going up and down. I like what Tockett's doing with the team now.
Yeah.
The team's playing tough and they're playing together. That's what I wanted to see. That's old Flyers hockey, and it's working for them. And
so how many points?
What's that?
How many points we score?
Jeff said 4. They have 2 wins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How about you? Yeah, I mean, like you said, these hockey teams right now. I mean, basically, like Leslie Nielsen said on the Naked Gun, they're basically like a blind man in an orgy, just feeling their way around. You know what I'm saying? It's so early in the season.
Yeah.
So Sean,
I'll
how
go
many
with Jeff.
points they got?
There 4 points.
4. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say 4 too. Fuck.
And we might have stole a goalie with Later. He looks good.
Yeah, Dorf. What do they call him? Dorf Later.
Yeah, Vlader.
Vlader.
He does look pretty good.
Yeah,
it's good.
He just needed time to play. They didn't play much. He was a backup, and they didn't play him enough, and he looks solid in there so far.
Maurice Wright said, "Coach threw his players under the bus during a press conference. He probably wrote his letter of termination early if they don't win." I don't. What coach did that?
Yeah,
who's that, Mo?
All right, so, so that's the Flyers. So let's, Oh, hang on, I got one more here. Oh, Mike Packer, congratulations on Joe on your engagement. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, yeah, like I said, very happy. I mean, if somebody had asked me 2 years ago if they thought I'd ever consider getting married again, I would say I was out. I would say they were out of their minds. But obviously, things change, right? Things change in sports. Things change in regular life, and things change in the sports world.
Yeah, man.
So, all right. Well, speaking of things changing, no mush this week. The mush. No mush.
Starbucks is closed.
What's that?
Starbucks is closed.
You know what? I think I think he went in and
you kicked him out. It's okay.
Well, he might have used their bathroom, and they might have a sign that says this man is not allowed in here anymore. You know what I mean?
There's a radioactive sign on the outside of the door now. Sticker.
Yeah.
Way to go, Mush.
Exactly. They're like, this man is not allowed in here anymore. So. All right. So before we get out of here, I'm going to recap his picks here. So, for week 9, he had the Pats favored by 5.5 over Atlanta. Pats to cover and win. Well, he lost that, John, because they only won by 1.
Uh-huh.
He had the Packers favored by 12.5. He had them to cover and win. He lost that. But then he did good. He had Denver favored by 1.5 over Houston. Denver to cover and win. He won. Steelers getting 3 against the Colts. He had them winning outright. He won. And then he had San Fran to win by 2.5 over the Giants and cover, and he won. So another 3-2 week for him. I mean,
what a jerk off.
My man shouldn't be homeless, bro. I mean, come on, dude. He's got to start making money on these Johns. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as you start betting money, he's going to go into red.
Oh, dude.
Always
he's at the racetrack right now.
Well, you know what? Maybe he does a George Costanza where he bets the opposite, but then he tells us. You know what I mean? Like, remember George Costanza the opposite of everything?
Yeah, he's
we
getting
didn't know
like our sources. Like, yo, Jeff, what do you like? Jeff,
he was sitting in his car last week. That could have been a Mercedes for all we know.
No,
it's not.
No.
No, he puts the key in, it goes room, room. You know what I'm saying?
He might have the emblem on the front, but it ain't no damn.
So, all right. So, here's his picks for this week.
Okay.
He's got the Colts favored over Atlanta by 6.5. He's got the Colts to cover and win. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah.
Colts.
They were embarrassed.
I like the Colts too. Ravens are favored by 3.5 over the Vikings. He's got the Ravens to cover and win.
That's a tough game to pick.
I think it's, you know what, it's got to be in Minnesota, I think, too.
You know what?
Go Minnesota.
I like Minnesota.
I was just going to say, Sean, you go Minnesota?
Give me money.
I like Minnesota too, honestly. But the J.J. McCarthy played well yesterday.
Oh, yes, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
Join the club.
Here's a stinker bowl. This is like trying to pick the tallest midget in the circus here. You got the Jets favored by 1.5 over Cleveland.
Give me Cleveland.
Win. I mean, Jesus Christ, why don't you
Cleveland.
pick shittier teams?
Cleveland.
Yeah,
Miles Garrett has 6 sacks.
Let me guess. That's the game of the week.
I know, right? Yeah. Jimmy the Greek says, put all your money on this one. You know.
Yeah. Tom Brady and what's the name are going to be announcing it too. No, I don't know.
Here's a tough one. Tampa favored by 2.5 over New England. He's got Tampa to win and cover. I agree with him there. I think New England's playing good football, but I think Tampa beats them.
Where are they at?
I can look it up because I think it's in Tampa because New England just played. I think New England just played a couple at home, so I think it's in Tampa. But I'll double check.
They're big. Tampa Bay.
If Tampa's in Tampa, then I think they got it. If they're not, and they're in New England, I go with New England.
Yeah, I'll go on bet 365 here because his last game is he's got the Eagles at Green Bay, which
we told him not to pick.
We told him not to do the Eagles, but he has the Eagles going to Green Bay and winning outright. The Eagles are getting 3.5. 2.5. The game's in Tampa.
Okay,
in Tampa.
Yeah, I love the Eagles next week. I'm going to take the Eagles myself.
Yeah, I'm not letting the mush ruin my parade. Eagles.
All right, so why don't let's just finalize these last games before we get out of here. So, Buffalo at Miami. Buffalo's favored by 9.5.
Yeah,
I agree.
Tua.
Jacksonville is at Houston. Houston's favored by 1. Well, that's a
Jacksonville because of Stroud's injury. Jacksonville.
Yeah,
I think so too.
And Cam Little's going to hit another 68-yarder.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Saints at Carolina. Carolina favored by 5.5. I like Carolina.
Carolina, Rico Dow, baby.
Carolina's becoming a pretty good football team. They're that coach has them on the right path.
Yep.
Giants at the Bears. Bears favored by 3.5.
Bears.
Yeah, I go Bears.
You know what? I'm gonna go Giants cover, but Bears win. The Bears are good, but
You put up 30-some points.
Just a feel. Arizona at Seattle. Seattle's favored by 7.
Seattle. Even though the Monday Blues and all that shit, Seattle.
Yep.
Detroit at Washington. Detroit favored by 8.5. I like Detroit, especially coming off a loss.
Detroit.
Yeah, I was going to say I might put.
You don't have anybody. Yeah, Mariota now in Washington.
Yeah.
Don't forget Detroit. Detroit's going to really want to kick their ass too for revenge from last year's playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I might put a couple shekels on Detroit myself now that I'm looking at this. You got the Rams at San Francisco. Rams are favored by 3.5. This is a revenge spot too because San Fran beat them in LA early in the year. I like the Rams myself.
Rams. When Stafford's playing, Devontae Adams, etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh at the Chargers is the Sunday night game. Chargers favored by 3.
I go Chargers.
I like Pittsburgh. The Chargers O-line, I know they won yesterday, but they weren't all that impressive against Tennessee, and their O-line's not that good. And Joe Alt got hurt again. I think
ankle injury. Give me Pittsburgh with you, Joey.
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh. Yeah, right. You know what? I'm feeling a Pittsburgh. Although I don't like doing this because it's 3 road teams. I got to think about this. But I'm feeling a Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, Rams Detroit parlay, I think.
Okay.
Kind of like that. Kind of like that. We'll see what that is, but don't take my advice. I'm worse than the mush because shit. I mean, I liked Green Bay yesterday. I liked Detroit money line. I mean, I didn't win shit. You know what I mean? I don't think I picked anything. I couldn't even pick my own ass yesterday. You know?
Who did for you?
Can we put money on that?
Well, who did for you?
Yeah, no one.
You got one of those grabber things, those grippy things you can use?
I know, right?
Okay, that's for another day.
Who plays?
What's that one saying when somebody's playing pocketball? They're like, "Who's winning?" They're like, "I don't know. The ref's a real dick," you know. So, but anyway, hang on. Got one comment here. Maurice Wright says, "Is Gainwell the starter for Pittsburgh?"
They rotate Jaylen Warren and him.
I like Pittsburgh. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good one. And yeah. You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, there's some. I think there's some opportunities to make a few bucks next week. I think.
Who's playing the Germany game? That's Sunday.
Oh, that's right. Here, let me look this up again. Who's Atlanta play? I think it's Atlanta. What the hell game was that? Hold up, I'll tell you. That's the Atlanta and the Colts.
Yeah,
Not 9:30 a.m. That's Oh, and you know what? We didn't do a game. Raiders at Denver. Denver's favorite.
Yeah.
Denver.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what? I'm going Raider. I'm going Denver to win. I'm going Raiders plus the 9 though. With Brock Bowers back, I think they cover 9. They lose, but I think it goes back to division games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll see. I won't put it this way. They won't be on my bet. I mean, I trust the Raiders as much as I don't know.
What you want to say?
Yeah, I forget. But I trust the Raiders as much as I trust Lee to give me weather advice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or drive you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't trust either of them. Yeah. If you see him, put it this way. If I saw Lieb in the car and then I saw a dude that was like 100 that barely could see over the steering wheel,
I'm with the grandfather.
I would trust the 100-year-old guy.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. So. All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll wrap this joint up. We'll be back next week.
Yeah, man.
Previewing an Eagles big game in Green Bay. Go Sixers, go Flyers.
Go Birds, go Flyers.
Yeah, go Philly, go Phillies. Do some free agency shit and
do your homework.
I think you're going to see some big names sign quick with the
baseball
free agency. I don't know if it's going to be with the Phillies, but you're going to have some big names go real quick.
Yeah, man. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
There's a lot of guys opting out of their contracts now. Look around.
Yeah, but do you think quick? I feel like in baseball anymore, a lot of times these dudes are like, it's like spring training, and you're like, damn, is this dude ever going to sign? You know what I mean? Like, I guess it depends. You know, it depends on who you are.
You have certain players or certain GMs that are just waiting for them, the free agency, when they can actually start to talk and sign, that they're already ready to go.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's usually 2 or 3 players go quick, then they start hanging out there and doing their rounds and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Yep. So, all right. Well, go Birds, go Flyers, go Phillies, and go Sixers.
Philly, baby.